gentleman. I have spoken to him. I've spoken about him earlier. Les Johnson, the Community Development Director for for the City of Seal Beach, has literally helped change the face of how we perceive business to be interacted. Seal Beach is quickly becoming a business-friendly city, and really always has been. But at his heart, he's really working hard. One of the things that came under his purview is a small business relief grant program where businesses here in Seal Beach can receive up to $10,000 worth of grants. He has put together it's kind of some guidelines, and I want to have him speak a little bit about the grant program, how it may affect your business, and how the City of Seal Beach continues to support businesses here in Seal Beach. Les?
Good morning, Corey. Thank you so much for that introduction. Thank you for the invitation to be a part of the breakfast meeting this morning. I just real quick shout out to you and the chamber as a whole. It's just this is obviously very trying, unprecedented times, but the chamber, our relationship with the chamber here at the city has been invaluable, and your effort and your team's effort these last few months especially have just been incredible. You've gone well above and beyond what I'm accustomed to in my 25, almost 30 years of experience. And it makes it that much easier to work through these difficult moments when you have partnerships like we do here at the city with the chamber. And thank you for putting this on. I know I've missed the breakfast meeting since we last met at O'Malley's, and Matt, I do miss the scrambled eggs and coffee. So, but I do appreciate everybody being a part of this. It was also great to hear from all the candidates. You've got a very qualified group and a tough decision ahead of you, but boy, the chamber's in good hands going forward, definitely with hearing from everyone. Wanted to take a moment just to talk with you about the city's Small Business Relief Grant Program. We've heard from a number of you over these last few months and the struggles that you're all facing. I think every business here within the city of Seal Beach has been negatively impacted in one way, shape, or form over what's transpired over the last 90 to 120 days. And it's been challenging. It's been very difficult. There's been some very hard stories, I guess, that we've had to hear from people in our community, and things that I know 4 months ago, 5 months ago, I never would have thought we would hear. And it's just been very, very difficult. One positive bit of news is that we did receive notice from the Orange County Supervisor Michelle Steele's office that the county, who received a very large amount of CARES Act funding, that the county supervisors decided to distribute that money out to local businesses. And though there was a difference of opinion amongst the 5 supervisors, Michelle Steele's office quickly said, we're distributing directly to all of our cities, and also with a directive that 100% of that money has to be used for grants to small businesses, qualifying small businesses. So that's $562,000 that we've received recently. And again, 100% of that money is required to go to benefit our Seal Beach small businesses. It's taken us a bit of time to get this up and running. As you can imagine, there's a lot of interest in this, and it's quite a process that we need to go through. But we hope that at the end of the day, about 70 to 80 of our small businesses will be awarded grant funding from this amount. We're obviously very thankful for the funding that's been allocated to us, but we realize it's not going to be enough. It really is a small amount, and that we're not going to be able to distribute the money to every business that is in need of that and will be applying for it. But we're hopeful that there'll be additional funding somewhere down the road. There's been a lot of talk about that, and we're hopeful that that will end up trickling down to our local businesses in the future as well. We're relying upon a nonprofit agency to assist us with this. It's the Orange County Inland Empire Small Business Development Center. Maybe some of you have had experience with them. They are quite the organization that provide a tremendous amount of resources, obviously geared towards small businesses. And they are going to help us administer this program. And they've been doing that for a number of Orange County cities with quite a bit of success. So we're excited to have them on board and partnering with us to be able to navigate through the application and distribution process of these funds. So in summary, the city's website is probably going to be your best resource with regards to the general information associated with the program. But just to give you a bit of the highlights associated with it, there are basically three grant amounts that will be available, and it depends on the number of employees that you have. So if it's from 1 to 5 employees, there is a grant amount of up to $5,000, 6 to 10 employees up to $7,500, and then 11 to 30 employees up to $10,000 available. And again, these are grant monies. They are not, it's not to be repaid. There is a list of eligibility requirements associated with this. So just really quickly to cover a few of those, the business has to be independently owned and operated. It has to be located in Seal Beach and be within a commercial or industrial space. It has to be in good standing with the city. It has to have a Seal Beach business license currently and has had one for the last at least 6 months. And again, there has to be a maximum of 30 full-time or equivalent employees or less. So, and I say equivalent because there's a lot of our small businesses have part-time employees, and that's at a 2-to-1 ratio. So if you have 2 part-time employees, it isn't an hour counting. If you have 2 32-hour part-time employees, that's considered 1 full-time equivalent, just to clarify that. And then also the businesses, their revenue has to be, 15 million or less per year over the last 3 years. And I want to mention too, all of this criteria is not Seal Beach specific, but it has to do with the CARES Act funding associated with this. So keep that in mind as well. And there also are one of the following criteria. You have to have been deemed a non-essential business and were forced to close during COVID-19, or sales have been down more than 25% over the last 3 months, or you must have laid off at least 1 part-time or full-time employee, or 1 or more employee contracted the COVID-19 while at work. So it's fairly broad, and again, just one of those items would qualify you for being able to apply for the grant. We have grant webinars available. We just had one yesterday afternoon, and there will be another one coming up next Tuesday. Let's see, is that Tuesday? Yes, next Tuesday the 14th at 2 o'clock. So if you're able to join in, there'll be a very comprehensive overview provided by the Small Business Development Center with regards to the program. They will be available to answer any questions you may have. And again, if you go to the city's website and our webpage, there's a really easy hyperlink to register for that webinar, again, next Tuesday afternoon at 2 o'clock. We just opened the application period this morning at 8 o'clock, and it will remain open until 5 o'clock on the 17th. So a little over a week in time to apply for this. There is, again, a link to the application on our website. I also want to mention that though we are strongly encouraging people to apply electronically, and City Hall is still closed and will remain closed through the 17th, but we will be offering for one day from 10 to 2 o'clock on Wednesday the 15th, the ability for, if you'd like to provide a hard copy, to bring that by City Hall, and we'll have a table outside, and I'll get to meet you personally, and we'll collect those applications on that day. But again, we're definitely encouraging right now for you to apply electronically and only to bring paper applications in as a last resort. And that will be, again, Wednesday next Wednesday between 10 and 2 o'clock here at City Hall. Also, the webpage has a number of frequently asked questions that we've attempted to identify and provide answers for you there as well. So again, I would highly recommend going to our website. You'll find a tremendous amount of information. Also, the guidelines are available under the questions section, and you can click on that and have a PDF copy of the entire 7-page guidelines associated with the grant program. So we hope to be able to distribute these funds by the end of the month or the first week of August is our target time right now. Also, to let you know, if you've already received other federal CARES Act related funding, you're not disqualified, but we're giving priority to those that have not received any funds so far. And then after we've addressed that, if there are remaining funds, we'll then open it up to those that have already received other funds. If we have more applicants than we have funds available, then we will also be utilizing a lottery system to make sure there is a appropriate distribution of those funds as well. So I think that's a really just a brief overview and summary of the program. Hopefully, if you have any questions, the site can help you with that. If not, please feel free to reach out to me directly. I'd be more than happy to take phone calls, emails as you venture through this. We want to make sure that you're well advised, well versed as you apply for this grant opportunity. So with that, Corey, that concludes my overview. And again, I'm available to help however I can and answer any questions folks might have.
Les, I know that, so one of the things that came out of the webinar that I attended yesterday was not to rush and fill out your application. This isn't a first come, first serve. When we talk about limited funds, this is not a first come, first serve opportunity. You really want as complete of an application, and once it's in, it's in. Is that correct?
Corey, yes, thank you for bringing that up. That's a great point. There's no prioritization based on when you submit. So we will not be even looking at the applications until after it closes, and then it's equally viewed. It doesn't matter as to when you submit it. And yes, we encourage you to please go through the criteria, the guidelines very carefully, and make sure that you submit a comprehensive application.
And for those businesses that have been closed, and unfortunately perhaps are still closed due to some of the restrictions, my understanding is that priority is going to be given, not only are you going to give priority to people that may have not received some of the CARES Act funding, but you're also giving priority that was most affected, some of our businesses that are most in need. Is that also correct?
Well, we again, not exactly. I mean, we
Maybe
are. We're certainly it's something that we're looking at very carefully. But the prioritization, if you will, is only based on if you received previous CARES Act funding or not. Meaning that closed or not, if you haven't received any funding, and I know there are a number of our local businesses that have not, we want to make sure that they receive something during this period of time. And then the lottery system is not based on anything other than being qualified at that point. So, unfortunately, we really can't go into that level of detail. But again, we're hopeful that with the amount of money we have and with our estimate of being able to serve 70 to 80 of our small businesses, that those that are really in most need will get that funding will get to them.
All right. Well, I want to be respectful of everybody's time. First and foremost, Les, I can't thank you enough. I think I may have said it a couple times during this presentation, but I really can't say it enough. Thank you for all you're doing for our community. Thank you to the City of Seal Beach to continue to reach out and make sure our much needed businesses are getting much needed services. And thank you to all of our panelists. like I said, I am the very proud president of the Seal Beach Chamber. Our chamber continues to interact and thrive in the case in this really adverse time, and that is due to so many people that you see on this screen today. So without further ado, we're going to close off the meeting. This is a recorded meeting, and it will be available on our social media sites and on our website in case you'd like to brush up and really get a chance to take a second look at all the amazing people, those amazing volunteers that you heard about that are running for our Seal Beach board. How we take direction in the critical year moving forward as we continue to grow will be based on a lot of the people that you see on this screen today. So thanks again. I appreciate your time, and we will see you next time.